The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everybody, good afternoon from South Africa, Johannesburg, South Africa. I know a lot of you are from all over the world and I appreciate you coming to this webinar. Some of you it's really early in the morning, some of you it's late at night. So thanks for coming. If my voice sounds different to what you're usually used to, that's because Ilan Asbel, the CEO, was going to give the webinar, but unfortunately he is traveling at the moment. So he asked me to fill in for him and he apologized. So I'm going to try and do my best here. Just a little bit about myself. My name is Errol Gamzu. If you can't hear me, or if you can hear me, it would be nice of you to maybe write in the chat box or the question box if you can actually hear me. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just talking to myself here, but anyway, my name is Errol Gamzu, and great, Joe, thank you. He says he can hear me. I work here at Autochartist, mainly doing marketing, but amongst other things from working at Autochartist, I became very passionate about trading myself, and my job allows me to trade also during the day, so I use Autochartist to trade, and I think that I can share one or two great things about Autochartist with you today. Let me just get myself organized here. You will don't mind if I'm sorry if I miss any of your questions. I am by myself today, so I might not get to all your questions. I might miss them, but I will try and stop and glaze at the questions now and then. So just stick with me. And again, if you do have any questions, there are no questions that are bad questions. I'll try and answer all the questions, and it makes it much better if you do ask questions because it makes my job easier. So we already have a question, great, from Lee. Is this session recorded and available to us? Yes, it will be recorded. Sometimes the recordings give us problems, but usually we will record it and we'll put it on YouTube. I'm going to actually just write now in the chat box. Let me just do this quickly. I'm going to write, if you don't know it already, the YouTube channel is youtube.com/autochartist. And it's a good it's a good place to go and see all other videos that we do have. And it's got a lot of resources there, so I suggest you check it out. Okay, so that's Autochartist, youtube.com/Autochartist. Okay, so now let's get straight to the topic. The topic today is can I use other trading indicators with Autochartist? And the simple answer is obviously yes. I mean, you can really do what you want to do. And I'm going to show you probably what is the best way, the best approach to using indicators with Autochartist, and one that I do use myself. This method I'm going to show you. But first of all, I just want to say that this is my own experience, and there are many ways that you can trade. There are that's the beauty of trading, is that you can have one person who trades one way and is profitable, and I might do the same thing and I'm not profitable because it just doesn't suit my style. And you can have other people who have their charts full of indicators and they're very successful, and then you have other people who don't use any indicators at all and are very successful. But I must actually say that from being around Forex and trading for a while, I do think that professional traders and the people who are really making a lot of money out there, I think that they don't use so many indicators. I think they use very few indicators and they try and just follow support and resistance levels, and that is really what Autochartist is. It's all about support and resistance, and where price breaks out from support and resistance and moves towards support and resistance. And it's nothing new. It's been around for 100, maybe 200 years. Okay, as long as it's been charting around, and support and resistance and chart patterns. Like I said, it's nothing new, and it's been around for the longest of times, and it works. So when it comes to indicators, it really is a personal choice that you might have, but I am going to show you one or two methods that we do use. So, first of all, if you can see my screen, you can see that I've got an MT4 open, and if it doesn't look familiar to you, that is because you see this block here. Well, this is our new MT4 plugin, and we're very excited about this because it's a complete overhaul of our last MT4 plugin. It looks completely different, and it has amazing features. And I don't want to make this webinar all about just the MT4 plugin, but it's so cool that I do want to show you a few things about it. Now, if you don't have this new look MT4 plugin, what I've done is, I don't know if you can see the chat box, but what I've done is I've put a link in the chat box, and that link goes to the new download page. And the cool thing about this download page is that it has all the instructions on how to install it. It has videos at the top here on how to use it, and it also has a download link. You see it says there, download plugin. And this can really be used for any broker. I know we have a lot of people from different brokers here. So this download plugin, you just download it and you follow the instructions, and it should work for your broker. If it doesn't work, you can contact support@autochartist.com and we'll get you hooked up on it. But generally, I mean, so once you install it, this is what you'll get. You'll get a screen like this, and it's got all the trading opportunities listed. And you see your market watch up here on the left hand side. So all the pairs that are in your market watch, if there's a trading opportunity from Autochartist, it will appear here in this white box. So this is the main area, and there are a lot of cool features that you can see here. One of the which is really revolutionary, which you haven't really seen on MT4 before, is the ability to stay on one chart and to click onto a total different pair just with one click and different time frame. So what this means is, let's say, okay, you can see here that I'm on GBP JPY 4 hour. If I want to see US dollar CAD, this trading opportunity, which is a falling wedge here at the top on the 1 hour, all I do is click this button, the view button, and in no time at all, you'll see that it opens up US dollar CAD on the same chart. And that's never been done before on MT4. It's really new, and we're very excited about it. And you know, it really stops you from going all over the place and getting confused, because with MT4, you find that you open up a lot of different charts and then you get lost. So this helps you stay on one chart so you don't get cluttered. And yeah, you can see it opens up the trading opportunity on the US dollar CAD 1 hour. Here's the trading opportunity over here. You can see the green line and the blue line, and then you can see a gray box. You can see volatility analysis over there, and if you click on that, it opens up a window, and that is more about this trading opportunity. You can see it's a falling wedge, and it's a completed pattern. And here again on the left hand side, you can see that same box opens up with all the different trades. So it's a really cool thing to use, and I suggest that you download the plugin straight after this webinar and get it installed. Now, when it comes to our topic of what indicators to use, so it's very important to differentiate between two types of trading opportunities that Autochartist has. So if you click here on this funnel button, you see there was a funnel button there, and I clicked on it. So that's your filters. So what I want to do is, you can see that you have chart patterns, Fibonacci patterns, and key levels. So I'm not going to focus on Fibonacci patterns. I'm going to focus on chart patterns and key levels. And these are divided into two types of trading opportunities. You basically get your trending trading opportunities, your breakouts, which is more for a momentum trader who's trying to catch the big breakouts and the big moves. And then you get what is more for the swing traders, which are moving between levels, between support and resistance. So they haven't broken out. And these are traders who like to, or I think it's called scalping actually. I'm getting my terms mixed up here. But it's for traders who want to trade within the lines of the support and resistance. And I'm going to show you the difference now, if I'm not clear. So let's first unclick emerging and approaches. And all that I will be left with ticked are completed and breakouts. So that these completed and breakout patterns refer to your trending traders and your breakout trades. Okay, so just remember that. Completed and breakout trades are trending, and obviously it says breakout, so trending and breakout momentum trades. If I click save, you will see here that in this box, it will only show me the completed patterns and the breakout patterns. So now let's click on, well, actually we have one open here. The top one was the US dollar CAD 1 hour, so that's what we're on. And you can see here it says it's a falling wedge, and Autochartist says it's going to go up. And over here you can see the falling wedge. There's the green line and the blue line, and you can see how price broke out. Okay, you see that big candle there? Let me just zoom in here a little bit. Okay, so it broke out with this big candle, and that's where Autochartist identified the trading opportunity. And as it broke out, so that is called a breakout because it's not trading within the lines of support and resistance. It's expected to move away from these support and resistance lines. So remember, whenever you see a blue line and a green line from Autochartist, those are your support and resistance levels. And these support and resistance levels created a falling wedge, and it's broken out, and Autochartist says it's going to go to this gray box. You see the gray box up there on the top right? That's where Autochartist says that price is going to go to. So this is the first type of trade. It's a breakout momentum trade. Okay. Let's look at another example. The ORD JPY. Okay, and while we're waiting for it to load, okay, it did load, but let me just answer some questions here. Is this just for the MT4 platform, other platforms like Motive Wave? So Hunter, no, this is just for the MT4 and for the MT5 at the moment. But we also do have a web platform, which I'm sure you've seen, which is on a website. But yeah, this is just for MT4. Ricardo's asking, the procedure doesn't recognize as a broker to work with. So I think you're saying that your broker doesn't support Autochartist, if I'm correct in understanding. And what I would say to you is, I'm going to write it in here. Please contact support at autochartist.com with your broker details, and they will help you, because there is also a way to get it directly where you don't need a broker. But yeah, please contact support at autochartist.com for that. Okay. Fidel's asking, can a rookie use this? Definitely. A rookie can use this, and that's the beauty of Autochartist, is that it's easy for beginners, and it's also very useful for professionals and retail traders who've been doing this for a long time. So yes, even though it might sound complicated in the beginning, once I get into it more, it should be a lot simpler. Okay. Can we use the web application as we used to have? Yes, Yosef. Of course you can use the web application. The only difference is that we don't have a link to it at the moment. We are going to add it on, yeah, so that you can link to it straight from your MT4 plugin. But if you want to use the web platform, again, it's just go to your web, the old link, and you can get the website version. Okay, so right, so back to what I was saying. So again, we're discussing the trading opportunities, which are breakouts and momentum trades. Again, yeah, you can see it's a rising wedge. Yeah, you see it rose up and then it broke down, it broke out, and that's called a completed pattern, and it broke out. Okay, one more example of a horizontal one. So this is Euro GBP, and this is also a breakout pattern, and I'm just waiting for it to load here. Okay, sorry about this. I think our internet is a bit slow here. Okay, so there you can see it, and I don't actually see where it was. Okay, I'm not sure about this one. So let me just click on another one. Okay, now while we're waiting for that, I want to show you the other side of the trading opportunities that we do have. Let me just try and find one here. Okay, so here's one. So now, what I showed you before was the trading opportunities which are breakout patterns. Then we have, if I go back to this again, we have emerging patterns. Okay, I don't want to unclick it for this one, but we have emerging patterns and approaches, and these are, like I said, trading in between the support and resistance level, and the trade that you're going to go for is a much quicker trade, and you're not looking for the big momentum moves. It's not a trend trade. And now you can see that the Euro JPY on the daily time frame, you had your support and resistance lines there. It's a channel down, it's moving downwards, as you can see, and price moved in between there. And Autochartist identified it over here and says that it's going to move up to that level there. So that's what we call an emerging pattern. So now when it comes to indicators, for emerging patterns, what we're going to use is we're going to use the stochastics down at the bottom here, and we're going to use the RSI. And what we're looking for is we're looking for overbought and oversold levels, because you're trying to trade in between support and resistance levels, and you're not looking for momentum. You're basically looking for places where price is going to turn around very quickly and move very quickly to another support and resistance level. So if we look at this Euro JPY, the trade opportunity was found over here after this long candle. Now, what we want to see is we want to see your stochastics. Okay, so now we want to buy, okay, because the arrow is pointing up. So if we're down here at the bottom of this channel, we could see here, let's say this candle over here, okay, before it had this huge candle, these two candles over here. If we look at the stochastics, you can see that it was below the 20 level and it was pointing up. That means that it was overbought, and we can expect price to move up after that. And if the RSI is also at that same point where it's, if in this case it's below the 30, and it starts to move up, and price looks like it's going to start to move up off a strong level, then you've got a good signal to buy. Okay. So what you want to do is also the opposite. So let's say you were over. Okay, let's just move this a bit here. Okay, before the trading opportunity was found, but let's say you were up here at this point. Okay, and you could see here, if you look here, the stochastics was higher than the 80, and the RSI, okay, didn't quite reach the 70 yet, but it was near there. And then you can see that it started to point down. And because prices moved up quite a lot, and these two levels are the RSI and the stochastics are very high up and starting to point downwards, so you could say that this is overbought. And now, because it's overbought, you can expect price to move down again. So when it comes to trading opportunities that are within the support and resistance levels, we're looking for overbought and oversold levels. However, when it comes to trading opportunities that are breaking out, it's the opposite. Okay, it's a bit hard to get, but you will get it. It's actually very simple once you get used to it. Okay, but yeah, you can see price broke out, and Autochartist said that we should sell, and we've got all this area to move. This is a momentum trade. So when it broke out, you could see that we're not now looking for overbought and oversold levels. All we're trying to do is find momentum. So in this case, even if this price over here is down near the bottom, and according to what I just said before, it's oversold. So even though I said that you should look to now buy because it's reached this level, in this case it's the opposite, because we're looking for momentum. So in this case, it's actually good if it reaches down this level and it's pointing down, because it shows momentum. Now I know that's hard to get your head around, but it's really just once you get used to the different types of trades. So again, this trade over here has broken out, and it's broken out of support and resistance. There's space to move. There's nothing really there to the left. So so that looks like it's got momentum. this trade over here, okay, it's reached a point touching the channel, and even though it looks like there's momentum going down, but because this is a support and resistance level, and because these are overbought and oversold, in this case oversold, in this case you would expect the price to move back up. So it really depends what type of trader you are. If you're trading between support and resistance levels, use this stochastics and the RSI for overbought and oversold positions. Okay, let me just look at the questions quickly. So Tanton is asking, can Autochartist add the features entry and exit positions? I'm not really sure what you're saying, because we do actually have the entry and exit positions. Again, if you look here on the GBP US dollar, we would say that the entry position is once you see it over here. Once you see it in this white block, and you'll see that it says GBP US dollar daily 1 channel down. Once that's been found by Autochartist, so that's your signal. That's when we say you can go ahead and buy. Okay, and there is your point where we say price is going to get to. We don't have signals where we say you should buy and it's definitely going to reach that point. These are just opportunities. So we're not necessarily telling you to take this, but that is where, if you were looking for signals, you would look to buy. Okay. Joe's asking me, was overbought. So I think that was a while ago, so I'm not sure where you're saying that from. But yes, we are talking about overbought and oversold positions. Zach is saying, please provide here the URL for downloading the new version. Okay, let me just get that link for you again. Copy. And I'm going to paste it into the question box. Okay, I hope you can all see that link there. I'm not sure if you can see it. What is the recommended time frame to use? So Joseph, I'm glad you asked that. What is the recommended time? Because I'm going to show you how I do it. And what I like to do is I like to trade from the daily chart to avoid all the news and all the big volatile moves during the intraday periods. So I look at the daily time period, but once I've looked at the daily time period, I don't take my trade off there. I just try and get a direction. And then once I've got a direction, I'm going to show you now, I'll go down to the lower time frames and look for an entry. And one thing I would suggest is that, especially beginners, but even these days, even full-time traders, is that in the old days, like 2-3 years ago, when you looked at your symbols from your broker, usually you only had about 20 pairs of currencies. And then they added all these exotics like USD ZAR, USD SEK, USD NOK, all the exotics were added, and that brought your amount of pairs to trade to about 40. Now I've seen what they've done is they've actually added CFDs where you can trade US stocks, London stocks, and depending where your broker is, you can trade your country stocks, and it's all very easily done on your MT4. So nowadays, depending on what broker you use, but a lot of brokers you have up to like 100, 200 pairs that you can look at. So you've got a lot more to look at, and therefore you can be a lot more picky, and you don't have to get bored about not trading. You can really find good trades, and you don't have to go down to the lower time frames. You can focus just on daily. So I would focus on the daily, and what I would do is, so let's say, so first of all, I would look to see what the bias is, and so that's where Autochartist comes in. So once we have, for example, this actually brings me to a very cool thing I want to show you. So over here, you can see that all the trading opportunities appear here, but if I unclick display all symbols, it will only show me the pairs for USD CHF. Okay, so what I've done here is I've opened up an ORD JPY chart, and I've unclicked display all symbols. So now all I get is ORD JPY trading opportunities. And this isn't really a good one to show you because it doesn't have lower time frame trades. Let's say the GBP US dollar. Okay, so first of all, what I would do is I'll see that this has broken out, and it's a nice big candle. And I can see that when it broke out, okay, It looks like I've got momentum because the stochastics is pointing right up, and the RSI is pointing up, but it kind of, if you look here, it's kind of sideways. And even if you look at the chart here, it looks kind of sideways, and it doesn't really look like a good trading opportunity because it doesn't look very clear. It looks like price has been choppy. So I wouldn't necessarily look at this for a trading opportunity. Again, because we can be very picky. So if I go to the Euro JPY, so now again, you've got to get used to this. What type of trade is this? First of all, it's between the lines, and it is a channel down, and it's an emerging pattern. So therefore, I want to look for, in this case, it says that Autochartist says that price is going to move up. Okay, so we're looking to buy. However, when Autochartist found this pattern, it was after this big move. And you can see here, where is my stochastics? It's already up there at the 80 level. Okay, I wanted to enter here when it's at the 20 level, and we're here it's at the 30 level. So from a daily point of view, am I going to look to take this trade? Not at the moment. What I am going to do though, I'm going to look and wait to see on the daily time frame if price moves. And sorry about this, I can't actually get my drawing tools. So here's my drawing tools. What I want to do is I want to wait for price to move up to this level. Okay, you see where I drew that red line? So I want price to move up to that level. And once it's hit that level, then I can look for a trade to go down. And hopefully when it does reach that level, this stochastics and the RSI will still be above the 80 and above the 70. Okay. So this trade I'm not going to look at the moment. So let's go to the JPGB. Now let me actually look for a trade where I would actually take the trade. This is all, I haven't really looked at these before. So I want to do this on the spot so that, it's more spontaneous and real as opposed to just showing you good things. I want to show you everything. So let's look here. Okay. So now GBP CHF. So now I'm not sure when Autochartist found this pattern. I think it was already down here. Okay. So let's say, for example, though, that Autochartist found it on this trade. Okay, on this candle over here. So that is on the 2nd of December. Okay, as soon as it broke down. And Autochartist says that it's going to move down to this level. And this is also an approaching level, which means that it's like an emerging pattern. And I'm not using the breakout. I'm looking at the support and resistance levels and trading in between them. Okay, scalping. So I'm looking to move down to this level over here. You see the blue line? That's where Autochartist's price is going to get to. So that's what I want to trade. Is it a good trade? Yes. Okay, if it happened here, because even though price is below, it was at about 64. Okay, and it was about 47, but it spent a lot of time up there. Okay, and up there, and it almost has like an M pattern there on both of these. So this looked like it was a good trade. It was overbought for a long time. And so this I would consider at this stage, not now, but a few days ago, I would have considered this to go short. So what would I have done? So just because on the daily I see that it's a good thing to enter, I wouldn't enter there. I would wait for a trading opportunity to appear on a lower time frame. And with the new Autochartist MT4 plugin, it's very simple because you just look here and you wait for a trading opportunity to come. And you mark this on a piece of paper that you want to trade this, and you would go down as soon as there's a lower time frame trading opportunity that is obviously in the same direction which your bias is towards the pair, then you would take that opportunity. Okay, Joseph, you're saying recommendation for the same time frame, GBP CHF day one support and rising wedge. I'm not really sure what you're asking there. But maybe if you can just explain a little bit more. But let's say, so for example, over here, I'm not sure why this is not moving backwards now. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what's wrong with my MT4. But let's say, okay, so over here, so remember this line is where I was looking to go short. Okay. On my lower time frames, I do not care about the stochastics and the RSI. For me, the daily time frame, if it's overbought or oversold, it's enough. I don't care about it anymore. All I want to do now is find a good breakout. So if I come down to the GBP CHF, and you see this gray line, these gray lines over there and over there. So that means that it's a past opportunity that is already finished. Okay. But when I was looking at that to go short, and I had this line over here, so it happened like a few days later, and it broke out of this level, and Autochartist would have told you to sell there. So because I was looking for a short, that's exactly where I would enter, and the lower time frame gave me a good place to enter and a lot of profit there. Okay, so again, I'm trading in the direction of what I looked at on the daily time frame. Okay, Murray is asking, does it work with all MetaTraders? Yes, this plugin will work for all MetaTraders. Okay, so Joseph is asking, on GBP CHF, we had two analysis for the same pair, two trading opportunities for the same time frame and the same pair, and that you'll find that sometimes that happens where you'll have overlapping trading opportunities. And the truth is, you've got to remember that Autochartist is an auto trader, so to speak. It's not a trader, but it's an auto scanner. It just works with algorithms, and it's not human based. Okay, and the great thing about that is that it's not biased. It doesn't have human emotions. It's just set to look for what we ask it to set to look for, and it finds us trading opportunities. So it just looks at the candles, and so obviously sometimes you're going to have trading opportunities that overlap each other, and so yeah, you've just got to kind of, when that does happen, so let's say you have a trading opportunity to sell, and then a candle later you have a trading opportunity to buy on the exact same pair. So what would I do? In that case, I wouldn't do anything because I'm getting two different signals. And what I'm using Autochartist to do, I'm looking for the best trades with the clearest formations. And if I have two opposing signals from Autochartist, I'm just going to move on because there's so many other pairs to look at. So yes, it does sometimes happen that you have two trading opportunities in the same pair in different directions. So in those cases, I would look somewhere else. And the other flip side of that is that if you have trading opportunities that are going in the same direction, so you have on the same pair, two or three trading opportunities within a short time period of each other from Autochartist, that actually is a signal that it's going to be very strong. So in that case, I would look to trade it even more. Okay, now I'm not sure what happened, but I seem to have lost the trading opportunity there. Okay, so now let's look at this one, CHFJPY. So again, this is a breakout, so we're looking for momentum. Okay, now when this broke out, it broke out on this candle here on the 8th. Okay, if I look down here, so remember, it's a breakout. I'm looking for momentum. I'm looking for the stochastics and the RSI to be high up and to be pointing up. So in this case, if you look at this for a few minutes, a few seconds, would you take this trade? So my first answer is no, because when it happened and the candle closed, the stochastics was flat. It wasn't pointing up anymore. And yeah, you see it was flat. So am I going to ignore this pattern? No. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to keep a watch on it. And as soon as this RSI and stochastics start to point up, okay, which could happen in a few days' time, then I'm going to start to look on my lower time frames for a trading opportunity. And you see on the lower time frames, there aren't any trading opportunities anyway. But this is one that I'd keep on my watch list. So that's a good example to show you what I would keep on my watch list. I would just like to look for anything else here. Okay, so Zach is asking, did you make new versions for Autochartist fib key levels and so on? So no, everything stays exactly the same. It's just the layout of the MT4 plugin is different. I can go here to the web-based platform and you can see it's still exactly the same. Okay. Right, I mean, so that really is the method that I use. And again, let me just sum it up very quickly. So first of all, what you do is you go to your daily, okay? And you look, first question you've got to ask yourself is it a scalping pattern or a breakout pattern? Is it an emerging pattern or a breakout pattern? And then, okay, if it is an emerging pattern, you're going to say, okay, where is the stochastics and the RSI? If I'm looking to go long, I want the RSI and the stochastics to be have gone below or near 30 and below or near 20 if I'm looking to go long. And if it's a breakout trade and a momentum trade, okay, I am looking, let's just give you an example again. Where is it? Okay, if it's a breakout trade, then on the daily, I'm looking at the stochastics and the RSI to actually be above 80 and above 70 when I'm buying. It's the opposite. And I'm looking for it to be pointing upwards. Okay. Once I've found my good trades on the daily, then I'm going to wait. I'm going to put it on my watch list, and I'm going to wait for a lower time frame trading opportunity from Autochartist. And you can see that there's many trading opportunities that come quite often. I'm going to wait for a lower time frame opportunity that's going in the same direction, and then I'm going to take the trade from there. Now, if you find that there's not a lot of daily opportunities, so if you really want to, you can look at the 4 hour, okay, as your biased, as what you're looking at. And I actually took a trade on this pair. You can see here that I took a trade on Euro US dollar using the 4 hour. And I'm going to show you what I did. So yeah, you had a breakout, okay, and on the that's on the 4 hourly, and you can see that the breakout happened over here. Let me zoom in here. The breakout happened over here, and the stochastics was great because it was pointing downwards, even though it wasn't pointing down for long. It's a counter trend trade, and it was pointing down. It was it was up in that high level for a long time. So this was a good opportunity to take for a short. So I found it on the 4 hour, and then I would wait for a lower time frame opportunity. Let's just wait for this to load. Okay, and you can see that there wasn't any lower time frame opportunity, but I actually think that there was one. That's why I took the trade, but I think it's gone now. It's already hit the take profit level. But let's say, for example, over here I would wait. You could even do this now. You could wait now because on the 4 hour, there's still all this space to move. Okay, so if I wait now and I put this on my watch list and I wait for a 15-minute time frame opportunity, it could give me a good opportunity to enter. And I think there was a 15-minute one, which I took this morning from it. Okay. Okay, so let's say over here you have over here, this is just me, okay, it's not Autochartist, but let's say you have kind of like a candle like that, okay, and it breaks out of that candle and it closes and Autochartist finds the level in the 15 minutes. Because I use my 4 hour as my bias, and there still was a lot of room to move, so it would be a good opportunity for me to take. Okay, now to add to this, I would say that you can even make this even better. You could find your opportunity on the daily, and then you could say to yourself, I'm only going to take opportunities from the low time frames that meet certain criteria. And Autochartist, okay, I'm not sure why it's not showing here, but Autochartist has an amazing tool called the performance stats. Okay, so you see here, you click on this funnel and you have performance stats here, and you click on that thing and it gives you a link. You copy that link and you go to your web browser, okay, and you paste it in. Okay, and it gives you all the performance stats for a certain pair. Let me just close this because it's not. Okay, let's just look at this one, for example. So you see performance stats. It's got all statistics from trading opportunities that happened in the past. And as we say that, my internet is giving me troubles again. Okay, you go to performance stats and you can see all the pairs down here, all the markets, and you've got chart patterns, key levels, and key level approaches. And you could say to yourself, okay, I'm just going to look at Forex for now, and I want to look at chart patterns. And you could say, well, I'm only going to take certain opportunities. So, for example, I'm not going to take pennants because they only have a 51% success rate. But inverse head and shoulders I'm going to take. I'm going to take head and shoulders, and I'm going to take double tops. Okay, and I'm going to use these statistics, and it's even got statistics on the pairs. It's got statistics on the times of days, the intervals, the symbol, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. Got all the different statistics for these time periods, and the time of day at the bottom. Okay, so for example, you can see during the London, this is the London session where you see the greens in the 70s, and when you move into the Asian session, you've only got like a 40% success rate. So you know that Autochartist only works well really during the London and into the US session. So you can look at that, and you can use these performance stats to help you, create rules that your lower time frame entries are only going to be according to those statistics. And I'm not sure why it's not showing here now. It's a bit, but there is actually at the top here. There usually is a drop down which allows you to choose a percentage. Because what we did is we took all the performance stats and we put it into this plugin so that you could say, okay, I only want a 70% success rate. And what that does is it only shows you past performance statistics, trading opportunities that work well according to a 70% success rate, and that's based upon where is it now? Okay, it's not here at the moment, but that was based upon our old our favorites. Okay, and basically all it does is it takes the statistics from the performance stats and it works out which time periods and charts and all different things which worked out the best in the past. And it's a little bit embarrassing that it's not showing you now, but it usually does show. And I actually want to do this. Just stick with me 1 second here before we end off. Okay. So again, go to this Autochartist.com MetaTrader plugin. Okay, this link that I put into the chat box, and download the plugin. Watch these videos. Look at the installation guide, and if you have any problems, email support@autochartist.com. And yeah, we go. No, it's not there. Okay, I was hoping the performance stats would be, but when you do download it, you should see a little box here that gives you 60, 70, 80% success rates. Okay, I have gone way over time. I'm sorry about that. So I am going to end off right now. And if you have any questions, please email me at errol@autochartist.com, or you can email support@autochartist.com. for any questions. And thank you for listening so much, and good luck with your trading. Hope it goes well. The market seems to be entering a little bit of a volatile period now, which is good though, because usually in December things are a bit quiet. So the markets are still moving around quite a lot. And I hope you found this useful. Have a great day and enjoy your trading.